Hello everyone, my name is Devendra and in this video we are going to talk about the India's foreign policy next 5 year challenges and opportunities. Challenges and opportunities. So the next 5 year provides many challenges and opportunities. So there is a global dynamics, there is a regional instability and there is a domestic imperative. And this foreign policy of India's will be shaped by these three factors. The global dynamics, regional instability and domestic imperative. These three factors will shape India's foreign policy. The goal of India's foreign policy presently is to ensure its economic development, secure its strategic interest, economic development, secure its strategic interest, and global its standing. Enhance its global standing. These are the three major goals of India at present. So the India's foreign policy has some fundamental things. Fundamental things. India's foreign policy has some fundamental, and then the fundamental remains the same, and the subsequent government changes it according to the need of the time. According to the need of the time. So there is a fundamental foreign policy principle that is we know as the Panchsheel. Panchsheel, Panchsheel or five principle of peaceful coexistence. Five principle of peaceful coexistence, which is mutual respect, which is mutual respect, mutual benefit, benefit, mutual benefit. Then mutual respect, mutual benefit, non-interference, non-interference, coexistence, mutual respect, mutual benefit, non-interference, coexistence, and equality. So these are the five basic fundamental principles based upon which India's foreign policy move forward. There is also a thrust area of foreign policy. So in present time, there is a thrust area of foreign policy in the terms of regional priority or prioritizing neighborhood in the form of two policy, neighborhood first policy and act east policy, giving primacy or making sure the relationship becomes stronger with the neighborhood and the immediate neighborhood and extended neighborhood. This is prioritizing regional power. Then the second is rule based international world order, rule based international world order. And before that we also have balancing major power, so India is in the favor of multipolar world and there has to be balance about India and the major world power. So balancing major power, then rule based international world order, then the use of soft power, like yoga, spirituality, right? Then advancing and representation of Indian leadership at global governance. So these are the thrust area presently. So there are multitude of opportunities and as well as challenges that is going to shape India's foreign policy for the next 5 years or so. So if we will look these challenges. So we will first look the challenges. We'll first look the challenges, that is geopolitical tension. First is geopolitical tension. Geopolitical tension. So there is already tension and border dispute with the China, instability in Afghanistan, then already ongoing friction with the Pakistan, as well as the recent Israel-Palestine issue, Ukraine-Russia war. All this actually is a challenge for securing India's interest, right? So India need to adopt a diplomacy which actually secure its strategic interest, even though there is a geopolitical tension, a strategic interest, as well as ensure the regional stability so that there can be growth. The second is economic uncertainty. Economic uncertainty. So post pandemic, there is a disruption of supply chain. There is also increasing tendency among countries to protect its interest. Tendency of protectionism. So in these times of economic uncertainty, India needs to move forward to secure its economic interest. And that will happen with getting into bilateral agreement, as well as strategic partnership with the countries to secure its economic interest. The third is environmental sustainability and development. So India faces the dual challenges of environmental degradation and economic development. So India need to balance these two, because India cannot leave behind the economic development in the name of environmental sustainability. So India need to balance these two so as to ensure both economic development as well as the environmental sustainability. And for this it needs international cooperation as well as will of internal politics. The fourth is emerging technologies and threat of cybersecurity. So on the one hand, India can leverage the emerging technologies for its own socio-economic development. On the other hand, there is a threat in the form of cybersecurity. So there is a threat to the digital sovereignty. So India need to ensure and as well as strengthen its digital infrastructure so as that can be utilized for the socio-economic development, and as well as this digital infrastructure can address the threat of cybersecurity. So this is about the challenges. Now we'll move forward to look into about the opportunities that India can secure to protect its interest. So opportunities. So the first opportunity is regional integration. So with the changing global dynamics, India realized that India needs support of the region first. So there is an increasing tendency, and the key focus area of India's foreign policy is neighborhood first policy and Act East policy. And through these policy, India wants to secure and strengthen its ties in South Asian countries and Southeast Asian countries. This will provide regional stability, prosperity, and the peaceful coexistence in the region. The second is multilateralism. The second is multilateralism and global governance. And global governance. Multilateralism in global governance. So there is a realignment of global politics. There is a realignment of global politics. There is a changing world order. So India is in favor of multipolar world order. Multipolar world order, and that should be rule-based international world order. Rule-based international world order. Rule-based international world order, which will actually secure India's strategic interest as well as economic development. So India is in highly favor of rule-based international world order. It is highly in favor of multilateralism or multipolar world order, right? The third is economic diversification. Diversification. So as there is a change of supply chain realignment, there is a change and realignment of supply chain management. So India can project itself as manufacturing hub. India can project itself as manufacturing hub and leverage the changes that is happening in the global market. So India can project itself as manufacturing, and there is increasing focus on the government to establish the manufacturing facilities. Recently, we have seen there is a semiconductor manufacturing chipset is manufacturing industry has been established. So this is one such area where we can project ourselves as a manufacturing hub and the investment destination for innovation and technology. The fourth is innovation and technology. So India has already vibrant tech sector. So this vibrant tech sector, along with the demographic dividend, can be represented in the world platform as a global opportunity for the new investment and new innovation. So this will provide an opportunity for India to grow and influence the world order, because it has expertise in areas like biotechnologies, nanotechnologies, then renewable energy. All these areas where India has expertise, it can influence the world at large. Now, the fifth point is soft power and cultural diplomacy. So India already influenced the world by yoga, the spiritual tradition of India. So by this soft power, India can influence and project itself as a peaceful country. So this is soft power and cultural diplomacy. Then we have the vaccine diplomacy, vaccine and healthcare diplomacy. So during COVID-19, India has proved its vaccine manufacturing capacities, and it can influence and provide an arena for healthcare diplomacy, or what is known as vaccine diplomacy. So India has already influenced the world about its manufacturing capacity, and therefore it can influence and secure its newly found strategic interest, economic interest, and also can secure the goodwill of poor countries or global south, particularly the Africa continent. Then we have strategic partnership. So India already has good ties. So the like-minded countries should come together, like Japan, US, European nation, then Australia, which has already formed many grouping like Quad. So India can ensure and strengthen its strategic partnership so as to secure its again economic and strategic interest. So these are the opportunities that is in front of India in recent era. In Modi government, there is a thrust that there is two things happen, the three things happen. First, there should be rapid economic development in the country. The second is India should not be seen as a weak power. India should not be seen as a weak power, and therefore we in almost all the time we have taken independent decision, neutrality, independent decision, neutrality. Then that will enhance its global standing. Global standing, and India should be seen as a global leader in the multilateral world order, right? So this is about India's foreign policy. Thank you very much.